Gobbler's Knob kind of egressed all the way down pretty much where these smaller trees are now. Those were planted actually after the filming. And we took that street light that's right behind those trees, we took that out completely. And so the platform that you saw was actually, we sunk telephone poles into the ground and built a very substantial structure. We had, you know, upwards of over 100 people up on it. For safety, we had to really build something solid. So it really did. It egressed way down here. And when you see in the movie, there's the gazebo's pretty good, you know, gives you an approximation of how close we actually ended up coming to it. There's not a whole lot of room when Bill walks past it to the ceremony. We did an enormous rig of the grips, put this covering over it so we can control it for when we got sunlight. We'd be able to keep that area in shade throughout any kind of filming. So a lot of preparation went into this. We did 2 months of prep prior to shooting to create the set piece here. Everything else we did, we used the real place. The snowball fight took place back behind me at night. The gazebo, they did the dance scene. The ice carving element was done up on that side of the square. Up on that corner behind what was behind Gobbler's Knob was where the pickup truck was parked, the satellite truck. When Bill kidnaps the groundhog, that's the area where he did that. So we really did work around pretty much the whole square area. The only areas we really didn't look at in the movie was back behind us. We shot this at night only. They didn't like that bank building at all. It was brand new at the time. We were like, yeah. And the building that is kind of very nice, the red brick building over there, at the time had a really hideous 70s facade on it. And so it's been wonderfully restored, happy to say. But that was our extras holding area. So we used it regardless. You know, the scenes that we did in the courthouse, there's actually an old jail in there as well. And a scene we shot that didn't really make the final cut was Bill going to jail. But that was the bar where the wonderful the drink concoction comes up, and it was really nice for us because that was one of our weather covers. It was really nice for us to be able to have, if weather got inclement, we'd be able to go inside there to shoot something. You know, it's very funny, in our world there's always this one actor that does really well on a film because they're a bit actor, but their part never seems to get shot. They bring them in just in case. They bring them in. The gentleman who played the bartender, he probably got 20 days of work before he finally did the one day that we actually shot it, because he was always our safety net. And the weather really cooperated. We got, actually, all things considered, very, very fortunate through the whole course of the shoot that we got to, you know, do that work. So, any questions about this main square? Or?
Main square.
Yes, sir.
Exactly was the filming, their filming of the event? Was that here?
Yeah, it was literally, it came down to about 10 feet within that flagpole, which also wasn't there at the time. So yeah, we really built the set way out. It was a pretty substantial piece of business. We planted in, actually didn't plant, but we took dead trees and actually created a really nice kind of covering as well. So the Woodstock Square Mall building, we hid pretty well. The building that is now the Starbucks wasn't the Starbucks then, and they had a really kind of bright sign that we wanted to hide. So we really kind of, you know, put that area in there, and the little restaurant, the cafe next to was the candy shop that we used. And it was actually not even a building. It was just kind of a facade that we, you know, it was just plugged in. It was kind of a gangway between those two buildings at the time. And so the Opera House has built out that section since then. So.
Can you recall exactly what the total budget was?
Well, I mean, it was in the 30 millions, in the mid-30s, which, you know, at that time was kind of medium budget. You know, it wasn't a terribly high budget film. There was no visual effects and no computer stuff done whatsoever. Everything was very what you saw was what you saw. And so very, very simple kind of film.
You mean not one CGI groundhog?
Yeah, that we actually, things went so well in the filming process, we wrapped 4 days early, which is the only film I ever worked on that we wrapped 4 days early. So, it really spoke to the cinematographer, a guy named John Bailey. Really was very efficient, and Harold Ramis had his homework done every day. We knew exactly what we were doing, and even with all the extras we had, it was a very efficient process. Everybody, it was kind of like the pros from Go. Great. Yes, they were. You know, we had a casting call at the high school. We didn't know exactly how many people. We had over 2,000 people show up on the first morning, so we had no trouble. And the big count days, we publicly allowed people to come in because we just needed to see mass in the wide shots. We'd never see anybody. But the group that you saw in this area were extras that were with us every day, and so they suffered, a daily dose of, and that was the thing. We had to have people that could commit to being with us for 3 to 4 weeks of shooting just right here. So that all of those people were very, very consistent. Bill could take a different path every day. He, because his days were all a little different within the context, but the extras had to be in their same spots every day. So they were very, very consistent. So.
Was the groundhog a real groundhog?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A guy named Bill Hoffman was the animal wrangler. They went to Bill. He was based in Chicago, and there were no groundhogs. No one had ever had a real need to have groundhogs before, so he actually found a groundhog, a pregnant groundhog, took a very young groundhog and trained them into the process. So, because they're not good pets by nature, and so he really had to take them and turn them in. And he subsequently, when we did the ceremony yesterday morning, I believe we have like the great-great-grandnephew or something of our original groundhog. So, but yeah, Bill has kept groundhogs ever since. So, go figure. I'm sorry, there was one. Yes, sir. Yes, we're going to walk right over there next.